Yo, what's up viewers, it's your boy Blaze Hollow coming at you with another What If, and this time I'll be bringing you what if Deku had Mahito's abilities. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded for this, but I was talking with my close friend Kirisho about villain ideas, and it inspired me to get back to work on this series, so with no further delays, let's start that intro and get into it.
Maybe in a million miles on a highway through the skies. Someday soon we'll be together.
No, I honestly don't think you can become a hero.
Mayhem like screams could be heard throughout the train station as everybody was trying to run away, as Death Arms just made it onto the scene and could see the up-and-coming villain, the Maker, tearing open one of the train cars that he was trying to remove from the track. Stop right there, Maker, and put the train car down and surrender peacefully. Izuku had an evil grin on his face as he turned to face the hero, still holding on to the train car. You want me to put this down? Sure, just hold it for me. Death Arm's eyes went wide as he saw the giant train car come flying at him at high speeds, but luckily for him, he quickly hit the deck as the train car went over him. Quickly getting back onto his feet, he started charging at the Maker. You truly must be insane to be doing something like this in broad daylight. It's really not your MO. Well, I just thought it would be a little bit of fun, and I wanted to see what kind of hero would show up to fight me. Well, you're truly foolish. Death Arm throws a couple of punches right into the Maker's chest, watching as his opponent stumbles backwards, only for him to stop and plant his feet. What's the matter, big guy? You were talking like you could take me on. Why aren't you throwing any punches? I wanted to see if anyone could actually hurt me, but you disappoint me. The Maker places a hand on Death Arm's chest, giving him a little push that makes the hero step back a little bit in confusion, only for nothing to happen. The Maker then starts to turn his back to Death Arms and walks away. Where are you going? We're not done here. Do you really think you're going to get away with this? You're already dead. Death Arms didn't understand what he just heard, only for him to start feeling agony as his body started to twitch and contort, making him look more like a mutant Frankenstein, with gorilla human-like features as he doubles in size, his arms looking massive, making his body look disproportionate. Now, my little creation, go and kill the civilians on the street. The mutant creature didn't even hesitate as he ran towards the civilians. People didn't know what to do. So many were being killed. While the Maker was watching, he pulled out his phone, noticing that it was getting close to the beginning of the entrance exam. Time really does fly when you're having fun. Fleeing from the scene and the eyes of the public, it took about 30 minutes for heroes to take down the mutant creature as Endeavor, Fat Gum, Crust, and 13 were on the scene. Endeavor took a closer look at the monster he just finished putting down, but when he got a closer look at its face, he was horrified. It looks like we're dealing with another Maker creation. Crust was confused. What makes you say that? It could just be some kind of out-of-control mutant. Well, if you take a good look at his face, it will remind you of someone. 13 walked over to get a better angle at the creature's face, and she was horrified. Oh my god, it's Death Arms. Echo grimaced at the idea of one of his old friends being gone. This is his usual patrol area, and from statements I was able to get from surviving witnesses, the Maker was seen within the train station nearby. But something's not right about this. You're right, the Maker usually works at night, giving more of a horror-themed villain than someone who would usually fight during the day. And a train train station no less, as his usual alleyways and nearby police stations are the places he loves to attack the most. 13 was in tears seeing one of her dear colleagues turn into a monster, not knowing if it was reversible or if he was going to even survive the next hour. I have been studying the Maker case in its complexity, and this is completely out of the ordinary for him, and most importantly, why isn't he still here now? He would have made some bold statement or mocked us for just standing here, but instead he completely fled the scene, leaving Death Arms to basically butcher so many in his place. It's just not his usual style. Rust was scratching the back of his head trying to put all this together. So let me get this straight. One of our greatest new villains is completely changing the script. He's not fighting at night anymore, and he's now making monsters to fight for him. It's not like he wasn't already a pain in the ass to find. Endeavor smacked Crust right in the back of the head. It doesn't matter. It's not like it's been easy to find him anyway. From all the witness reports, he keeps on changing his appearance. But no one can ever get the image straight, so we just have to get faster and be more alert the next time he shows himself. Akam nodded as he was heading towards the police station. It seems that you have everything handled here, Endeavor. I'm going to talk with the train station security and see if I can get some videotape of the Maker. Go ahead. Whatever you find, report back to all of us. Izuku had a big smile on his face getting closer to the entrance of UA, and once he finally got past the main gate, he was playfully tackled by Toga, who was holding on to his side. Izu, what took you so long? You know I don't like waiting, especially when we're supposed to be taking the biggest exam of our lives. Sorry about that. Some stuff happened at the train station, so I had to find another way here, but at least I was able to make it with a few minutes to spare. Barely, Izu. Now let's hurry up inside before they decide to not let us in because we showed up at the last possible second. Both of them made their way inside the auditorium and found their seats and listened to President Mike give his whole little lecture about the point system. After he was done, everybody was forced to split up into different groups. Izuku was in Group A, while Toga was in Group C. Before the both of them separate, they share one last hug. Toga then proceeds to skip over to her group, while we cut to Group A's testing site, where Izuku was standing before a giant testing gate with a big smirk on his face, thinking to himself, if I rip the door off its hinges, how many people would die upon it falling into the area? Probably not too many. They would probably be running as fast as possible, but maybe if I did it quietly that they barely would be able to notice and react in time. But then again, his thoughts were cut short as a guy with blue hair and glasses seemed to be tapping on his shoulder trying to get his attention. Can I help you with something? Yes, you don't seem to be taking this exam seriously. You were completely distracting that girl during the lecture President Mike was giving, and now you seem to be staring off into space. Don't you take any of this serious, cause if you don't, you should just leave now. Izuku just had annoyance written all over his face, thinking of the many ways he could kill this guy, and he might just do it when this whole thing is over. Listen, dude, everybody copes with stressful situations differently. It's not that I'm not taking this seriously, but if I don't find some way to enjoy myself, I might have a panic attack. Okay, I may look like I don't care, but I do a ton, and you being this way isn't helping with my anxiety. The blue-haired boy actually took a step back and facepalmed. Oh my god, what was I thinking? I am so sorry. A true hero would have known when people are acting like they don't care and when they do. I am so sorry. I hope you don't hold this against me, and I wish you the best in the exam. It's no problem. I get it. You're stressed and you're trying to prove that you have the right to be here, but why don't we go our separate ways? That way we can both cope with the situation. Right. Like I said, good luck to you. And good luck to you as well. As the both of them separated, it only took a few more minutes for the gate to start opening, as Izuku didn't hesitate to run in, not listening to the wannabe heroes in training, as they were yelling out that he was cheating or starting too early, only for Present Mike to show up on top of the wall and yell out, "Go, go, go! There are no countdowns in real combat." This just made Izuku shake his head more as he continued to run, encountering a few one-pointers and punching its head clean off, then grabbing into the body of the deceased robot and smashing it into another one. If this is the best they can come up with to test people, I might have overestimated this exam. As he was walking towards another one-pointer, that's when something caught his ear, and just as he turned around, he was hit by an explosive that sent him spiraling into a nearby building. When he looked up, he saw a three-pointer. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have paid attention to Present Mike's lecture. It seems that these robots have their own specialty. Getting out of the rubble he was placed in, he picked up a big stone and chucked it like a frisbee, smashing right through the three-pointer. Looks like I'm gonna have to keep my eyes peeled in all directions. He continues to walk in the center of the road to make himself a target, but this time he augments his body to have a pair of eyes on the back of his head so he could have 360 vision. That's when he noticed two one-pointers charging at him out of the nearby alleyways, using his arms to catch the swing of the first robot attacking him. But the moment he noticed the other one getting ready to attack him, he quickly made another set of arms to catch its strike. As he was holding both of them off, he noticed something coming at him out of nowhere. Oh, you son of a bitch. Another explosive goes off right in his chest, sending him and the two scraps of one-pointers tumbling into a nearby alleyway. Oh, I really hate those long-range explosives. Tell me about it. Even with my 360 vision, it's not like I can stop them mid-air. Izuku paused for a second as he was confused, looking up to see himself. Not a reflection in a mirror, not some kind of hologram, but an actual physical clone of himself. What the heck are you? I was about to ask you the same question. I'm Izuku Midoriya. No, that's who I am. Wait, did we just discover a new part of our ability? Holy shit, we just figured out something new that we can do. Izuku looks up and notices more explosives coming their way as he grabs onto his duplicate. The both of them made themselves scarce, ducking in and out between alleyways, trying to get away from some of the robots. Once they finally felt like they were alone, they just looked at each other eye to eye. Can you imagine all the crazy mayhem that we can do? But which one of us is the real one? I don't know. I would say there's only one way we can figure it out, but I don't think we can do it here without causing suspicion. True, but who really cares? As long as one of us survives, that's all that matters. We can continue on and make the whole world miserable. You're absolutely right. The both of them share a fist bump as the duplicate gets reabsorbed. Now I want to hurry up and finish this exam. I have something new to play with. Izuku was able to rack up a high amount of points, almost taking his vengeance but also gratefulness out on the three-pointers. But when the zero-pointer showed up, he decided to lay low, not really needing too much of the spotlight on him, or at least not at the moment. Once the exam was finally over, we cut over to Toga, who was running towards the front gate of UA, trying to find her bloody prince, wanting to see him so badly, only for him not to be there. I swear, if he left me behind again, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. He started to walk home, but once she got close, she noticed Izuku heading up the stairs to her apartment. Hey, Izu! No need to shout, I'm right here. Toga nearly jumped out of her skin when she heard the love of her life behind her, even though she could clearly see him in front of her. Turning her head slowly, she could also see him behind her. What the? Is this some kind of prank you're pulling on me? Does somebody have a transformation ability similar to my own just so you can play Who's Who with me? Not exactly. You see, during the entrance exam, I learned about a new ability of mine. The doppelganger walks up and picks up Toga playfully as he starts to swing her around. It turns out my ability allows me to make an exact duplicate of myself. We haven't had a chance to fully test the limits of the doppelganger or what I could do, but so far all I see is benefit. Toga had hearts for eyes, now having the chance to have two instead of one in her love life. Well, we need to go out and do something tonight and test it out. Trust me, I want to, but my mom texted me on the way over here saying that she wanted to celebrate us trying out for UA tonight, so we'll have to save that for a later date. Toga was all smiles as she held onto the arm of both Izuku. Well, it may not be blood and guts, but your mother's cooking is always a good substitute. We cut forward 2 weeks with Izuku choking the life out of a police officer in a dark alley, but when he was just about to get to the good part, his cell phone rings. Recognizing that it wasn't his natural ringtone, it must have been the phone that Kodagiri gave him. As he pulls it out of a weird place, he starts to form a weird mouth as he picks up the phone. This better be good. I'm right at the best part of dealing with one of my new victims. Shigaraki hated the lack of respect Izuku showed him. I don't care if you're basically dealing with one of your new corpses. We've been waiting to hear from you and Toga about getting into UA. What is your status? Oh yeah, we got the letter a week back. I didn't think it was worth telling you about. What do you mean it wasn't worth telling me? The whole point of your assignment is to be our spy. And if I truly believe we didn't make it in, I would have messaged you, or technically the real boss if there was a problem. The fact that I didn't message you means that we have no problems. Do you want me to tell you every second of my day, or should I call you every time somebody takes a shit at UA? Wasting my time with these petty phone calls is just annoying, and hearing your voice makes me want to punch you again. Shigaraki was seriously getting close to losing his cool. The only reason he didn't go out and try to fight the Maker now, or hang up and break the phone, is because his master gave him a long lecture about being patient with him. Listen, you at least need to let us know anything that goes on at UA. That involves your enrollment, so what about the bitch with the knives? I don't know any bitches with knives. I know a lovely lady with knives. If you're talking about that lady, she definitely got in. But if you're talking about bitches with knives, you might get a few bullet holes right where your liver used to be. Whatever. The moment you get into that class, you need to start gathering information. The moment I feel like you're holding back on us, or the information that you're giving us is not worth our time, I will cut you loose. You act as though I'm scared of that. If that's all you need, handjob, I'm hanging up. Don't you dare hang up, or so help me. Before he could finish that threat, the phone call ended, which enraged him. As he throws the phone across the bar, only to be saved by Kodagiri using his portal to gently place it on the bar. I hate the Maker. I hate that guy's out there making news and heroes fear him. I feel like the moment we attack, everyone's going to think that we're a part of his mercenary group and he's not a part of us. And the lack of respect for my authority almost makes me want to kill him the second I see him. Young master, please calm down. I can understand your frustration, but you must understand that he is also young, so he probably doesn't understand authority as much as you do. Maybe I should talk with the actual master and arrange a meeting with the Maker in person to at least get a better understanding. Don't bother. pulling out his Switch from his hoodie and starting to get ready to play a game of Mario Kart. He probably wouldn't even show up. He barely listens to any orders. I don't know what the master sees in him. If anything, the guy is way too much of a loose cannon. We cut back to Izuku in the alleyway, who was looking at the dead cop in his hands as he was disappointed he didn't get to watch the life drain from his eyes. He takes the phone that he was using and tosses it into the air, only to be caught by the original that was watching in the shadows. Alright, this is good to know. My duplicate can't use my signature ability. He can only augment his own body, but nobody else's. And having him go home for me and take the phone call with the League of Villains proves that nobody can tell he's not me. This is definitely good information to have. So what are we going to do now? It's only a few more days until we have to start acting like a goody-goody two-shoes and pretend to be a hero. I think we're going to lie low for a few days, scout out our new classmates and see who we want to play with, maybe see if we can turn some of them into future monsters for the city. Plus, I'm curious if that blue-haired boy actually got in. He annoyed me at the entrance exam, so I gotta get the chance to see him again and turn him into a nice cursed corpse. Things are just going to get more and more exhausting. We cut forward in time once more. Izuku and Togo were walking along in their school uniforms, very happy and smiling at each other. At least that's what it looked like to those passing by. But if you were to hear what they were whispering to one another, you would think otherwise. I really hate school uniforms. This whole thing is ridiculous. And what is the point of this tie? Are we going to a business meeting? I agree. This uniform doesn't allow me to hide too many knives on me. The skirt is way too thin to carry any without making it look weird. And at least allow girls to wear little bows instead of ties. Give us some individuality. Once school is over, I'm completely ripping this off, but we both have to play our roles once we finally get inside. Are you really saying that to me? I'm good at basically manipulating people with my words or how I act. This is something you can't just touch and kill like usual. You're going to actually have to put a lot of that anger of yours aside. Don't remind me. While they were both talking, they finally made their way to Class 1A. Toga did the honors of sliding open the door, and once they saw the faces of their future classmates / future targets, they allowed themselves to scan over the room, only for Izuku to do a few front flips into the room and get the people's attention as he leaped forward into the air with a special somersault and landing on his feet, giving out jazz hands. Hello, classmates. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I look forward to becoming a hero just like the rest of you, so I hope we can be good friends. Toga jumped into the classroom, tackling into Izuku with a playful smile on her face. Izu, you promised me that you weren't going to go over the top. At least if you're going to do a performance, have me be involved. The other students actually found it very amusing, not knowing if they were siblings, good friends, or in a relationship, but a blue-haired boy with glasses started walking towards the both of them, Izuku recognizing the guy immediately as he was happy to see him. But before he could say anything or even get up from the floor, he could see the guy was doing karate chops in the air. I know that everybody likes to make a good first impression, but a lot of that was inappropriate. Somebody could have gotten hurt, you could have damaged school property. There's a time and place for gymnastic, but our classroom is not one of them. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Izuku quickly got onto his feet as he was dusting himself off, giving off a big smile. Sorry about that. I usually do that every time I go to a new school, trying to let people know that I stand out a little bit, or at least let people know I'm a fun guy to hang out with so we can get to know each other. another. I remember you. We met at the entrance exam. We didn't get to exchange names with one another, so allow me to introduce myself. He quickly gives a polite bow. I'm Izuku Midoriya. It's a pleasure to meet you. The blue-haired boy was once again stunned by the politeness and straightforward attitude. Well, it's okay. Just try not to make it a habit. And I'm Tenya Ida. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Izuku quickly grabbed his hand as he just shook it a few times. A little rough, but it was all in good fun. I think the both of us are gonna be great friends. But that's where I'm gonna leave it off this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm very sorry it took me so long. I've been sick and dealing with family, so please leave a like and comment down below. And with all that said, I'm out. Peace.